Hello there, and welcome to the Puffin podcast. And I'm your host, Jake Thomas. And sitting here beside me is Kita, the elk hound. Now, this has been kind of a long week for me. I've been home all week because last Tuesday, I think it was. Yeah, Tuesday, my wife tested positive for COVID, so I was close contact. I ended up getting sent home Wednesday afternoon while I was at work. And then I started feeling kind of bad Thursday night, and Friday morning I went and got tested myself, and it came back positive. So we both have had the COVID this past week. For me, it's mostly just been a lot of extra congestion, which I have a lot of sinus issues already, so it just kind of intensified that. And then there's been some weird, just like random aches and pains, and I've had to take it a little easy with some things because I get going trying to do too much stuff, and like I get short breath real quick. But I sit down and I catch my breath pretty easy, so it's not like I can't breathe, but it has made that a little difficult at times. But that's kind of been the week here. Is we've both have had COVID, so we're dealing with that, and Calvin still has 110% energy, so it's been a little difficult with him because he still wants to be ramped up and doing everything at full speed, and we're trying to take it a little easier. And so it's been kind of difficult there because he still wants to go out and do things, and we gotta tell him no, we can't go out right now, we have to stay in. And the first couple of days, like, Brandy was trying to do her best to stay in the bedroom and try to keep him separate since we didn't want him to get sick too. But then he was having a lot of difficulties with that. And then I think after I tested positive, he was having a slight cough, nothing major, but you can tell he's sick. I don't know if he had COVID or not because we're not getting him tested because he's so young still. But he's doing fine. He's actually doing a lot better than either of us too. But since he did have a slight cough, Brandy decided that at night he could be in the room with her again. And yeah, it's kind of difficult because we both have COVID and we're still trying to take care of Calvin. So that's been interesting, but we're getting through it. Today's our last day of our quarantine, at least per my work policy. So I'll be back to work on Saturday. And yeah, but it has been it's kind of difficult because, we're used to having our separate times during the day and then being together at night or, whatever my work schedule is. But now it's just like I'm home, and so it's like it's just the three of us all the time. And that's kind of gets difficult because we're not really able to leave the house, can't go out and do things. And so, yeah, it's been kind of difficult for us, but we're getting through it. We're almost done. And so, at times it's been easy, like calming, but then there's times where it's just like our little nitpicky things just set us off more than usual. And so we're kind of just dealing with that. But like I said, I'll be back to work on Saturday. Got a few little chores I want to try and get done before I get back to work. But yeah, that's kind of been what we've been at. It's just dealing with the COVID, and for us, it hasn't been too bad. We've been lucky we didn't get really hurt with it. But yeah, that's kind of been what we've been at, and so yeah, the COVID's kind of been not kicking our butt, but it has. I think it's been more of the mental stress of being stuck in the house with each other all day than the actually being sick. That's kind of messed with us. But yeah. And got some new exciting things. Um, so if you've been listening sporadically as I've been not having regular episodes, or if you've kept up with my Instagram at all, you may have known that I've been trying to work on making a coloring book with some of my designs, my Puffin designs, and that is getting closer to being done finally. The other day I finally finished off the last of the designs I'm going to use for that. There's a total of 25 designs. So those have all been uploaded onto my computer, and I've created the PDF file. So I just got to get that uploaded to Amazon, and I need to make my cover image still. So hopefully in the next few weeks that will be launching. Just keep up with my Facebook page or my Instagram for the latest updates on that if I don't have another episode before I get that out. But yeah, that's exciting. I'm super pumped for this coloring book. It's just a way of me sharing myself with the world. Because I love my Puffin designs. I love making them. I love making the colors. And I hope, getting out there, it helps other people the same way it does to me. Because for me, it's very relaxing, and it's a good mental break for the little bit of time that I spend doing them. And I hope it can help others, find a little mental break in their day or week as needed. And yeah, that's kind of my hopes for that. I mean, it's nothing spectacular, but it'll be a nice little coloring book, I think. And I hope it helps other people the way making the designs helps me. And yeah, so be on the lookout for that in the coming weeks. And also, I've got my coffee mugs are back up. I kind of got rid of doing the Etsy for those because Etsy just had too many fees, and it wasn't the best platform, I don't think. But I now have a Shopify store up that I have those mugs on. So if you want to check out the Puffin mugs that I make, or I make the designs, I use a printing service to actually make the mugs and put the designs on the mugs. But I design them, and they're all my designs that I've used on past episodes of the Puffin podcast. So you can check those out. The Puffin .my Shopify store or something like that. I could provide a link if you want, or just follow me on Facebook, and you can shop through Facebook, and it'll take you to the Shopify store. But I got, I think, 6 designs currently up. I'm working on getting more done. So if you want a cool cup to drink your coffee from, drink your tea from, to hold your pencils, to hold, your markers, whatever you use coffee mugs for, go check out mine. And, it's a good way to support the podcast if you enjoy it. I'd appreciate it. Yeah, I got that going. I'm super excited about having the mugs up. I drink from my Puffin mugs every day. I'd like it if other people would too. But yeah, so I got that going. And yeah, so I'm hoping to kind of get a more of a revival of the podcast pretty soon. Hopefully I'll be getting Paranormal Puffin back up, going strong again too. It's just, life is just crazy. Everyone's life is crazy. We all know this. So yeah, that's kind of going on there. And I'm just going to jumping on paranormal Puffin a little bit because so me and my coworkers, this is how I know I have good coworkers, and it's the kind of things you got to have when you work. Doing something like 911 dispatching or anything else that's just super stressful. And anything can be stressful, not just what I do. I'm sure everyone faces different stressors in their own jobs, and just life. But one thing that helps me get through it and is knowing I have good coworkers that I can joke around with. And so this kind of goes on to the paranormal Puffin kind of a little bit, but it's not something that I think could dedicate a full episode to. But so me and one of my coworkers, we both kind of get off talking about paranormal stuff, Bigfoot, conspiracy theories, things of that nature quite often. And one of our officers, his wife just started dispatch, and she's kind of the same way. She talks about that stuff as well. And we kind of got off on like a whole day tangent because we found this creature, if you would say. Not really a cryptid, I don't think, but it was Gef the Talking Mongoose. And it's just a weird thing. But we spent all day talking about this talking mongoose because it's just odd. But really, the gist of this Gef the Talking Mongoose is this guy and his family lived on the Isle of Man, kind of like off the coast of Ireland and Wales, I think. And so basically, they had this farm there, and they started hearing this voice, and it told them that it was a mongoose. And this was like early 1900s. And this mongoose told him that he was born in like 1850 in New Delhi, and he escaped persecution there and lived on the Isle of Man, where these people started their farm. But no one ever, from what I gathered, is no one really ever saw the mongoose. It's just this man and his wife and his daughter were the only ones who ever heard it. Supposedly they had seen it, but no one could ever prove it. But it actually caught a lot of attention at the time. And one well-known paranormal investigator at the time, I don't remember his name. I wasn't familiar with him, but my coworker was. Like, he saw his name when we were reading about it, and he got all excited. But this guy just said, yeah, no, the dad, he just has a split personality, and this is how it's manifesting, is as this mongoose. But we just thought it was funny. Like, this mongoose said some crazy things. Like, he was like the eighth wonder of the world, the stuff like that. Like, he told him that he was a freak and he would turn him into salt or stone if he showed himself to him. It got some really, really dark, weird stuff that this mongoose said. But it was just interesting, and we all just like spent a day just going off about this Gef the Mongoose and having a good laugh about it. But that's the thing, is you gotta have coworkers that you can gel with, and find your commonalities with your coworkers. Because sometimes you have those days where it's just the job's hard, and having been able to sit back and relax like that and have a good laugh with your coworkers while still getting your job done, that can be important. So yeah, that's one of those things, is keeping stress levels down, is knowing the people you're around and knowing how you can interact with them in positive non-work related ways while still getting work done. So that was just something from the past couple weeks with me that I thought was interesting. We also found some other cool little cryptids that I'd never heard of. The cactus cat was one. That was kind of a neat one. And it's just what it is. It's like a cat with like a cactus tail, I think. And according to the stories, it's never hurt anyone. It just goes and it finds cactuses and it opens them up and it drinks the fermented water from the cactus. and it sometimes just gets too drunk and annoys like people out in the desert. It's just kind of weird, but I thought that was interesting and funny. The cactus cat. But that's about all the time for today. Thank you all for listening, and if you enjoy, give me a follow, leave a comment, like, whatever. Leave a review, and follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all the cool places that you can follow the Potent Puffin. I'll catch you all next time.